How would you feel if I told you that your behavior and entire life are controlled by parts of your mind that you aren't even aware of? Like Morpheus from the Matrix, I'm offering you a choice. You can take the blue pill, click off this video and remain unaware of the parts of your mind that most people do not want to think about. Or alternatively, you can take the red pill. Learn about the unconscious mind and how it drives your behavior and take back control of your life. Which one will you choose? Congratulations, you've picked the red pill, and you're now going to learn the truth about your mind. But now, we need to get into some psychological science. However, first, I have to suit up. This is Sigmund Freud. He enjoyed cocaine and touching children, but he also enjoyed creating theories about the human mind. And if we can leave his dodgy personal life aside and focus on his theories, we can learn a whole lot about ourselves. Freud proposed that the mind was an iceberg, like the one from Titanic, just this one is in your head. The part above the water is what he called the conscious mind. The part just below the surface is the pre-conscious mind, and the part deep below the surface is the unconscious mind. The conscious mind consists of everything that you are aware of. You know your name, you know where you come from, you know you're watching my video and that you're enjoying yourself and that you're going to like and subscribe. The pre-conscious mind is like an internal waiting room where certain memories reside, and these memories can be accessed when you are given certain cues. A specific example would be the intro to this video where I played 2 songs from the Minecraft soundtrack, and hearing that may have reminded you of past distant memories of playing Minecraft. And the unconscious mind is all the parts of your psyche that you are not aware of. Freud proposed that our personality is split into 3 distinct parts, 2 of which reside mostly in the unconscious. Now, to explain each of these, I'm going to give you a pretty embarrassing story about my personal life. You see, I like to go to the gymnasium and displace heavy objects because it makes me feel good. But from time to time when I'm in the gym, a girl will arrive to the gym. And gym girls are probably at the top of the social hierarchy and most of the time are very attractive, and this leads me to play games with myself inside my own head. Now, most guys probably won't want to admit this, but I can tell you for a fact it's probably true. There is a part of us that wants to stare at that girl's ass for the whole of our workout, but there's also a part of us that knows that that is creepy and uncouth and that we shouldn't do it. Now, Freud stated that our unconscious pleasure principle is known as the id. And this part of our unconscious wants to drive for gratification and pleasure. Now, it's my id that wants me to look at a girl's ass in the gym, even though it's probably not socially acceptable. The id is also what makes you want to eat calorie-dense food like cake and spend hours scrolling on social media, hunting down the hit of dopamine. Freud called our unconscious moral principles the superego. These are internalized moral values from our parents and from society as a whole. And it's my superego that makes me feel guilty and anxious when I look at a girl's ass. Now, unfortunately, the id and superego often want different things and have conflicting intentions, and this can cause negative emotion and internal discomfort. And that's why, in order to manage our unconscious mind and take back control of our behavior, our beliefs, our thoughts, and our actions, we have to learn to manage our id and our superego, and I'm going to tell you how to do that. Now, there are 2 rules that you can use to do this, and if you follow these, then you'll find your mind a whole lot easier to manage. Rule 1 involves self-awareness and reflective introspection. Put simply, that means observing how your mind works and reflecting upon that. Often we can feel the impulses of the id and superego within us. Whenever you drive for instant gratification, you can recognize that that is the id hijacking your mind, and in the same way, when you feel guilty or anxious about the way that you've acted, you know that that's your superego and that it isn't you. And once you realize there's a difference between your conscious self and these unconscious parts of your personality, you can begin to use rule 2 of the solution, which is detachment. Now, in order to healthily detach from our unconscious mind, we have to create a degree of separation between our conscious self, me talking to you now, and the unconscious parts of my personality. And the way I do that is with a physical degree of separation. In fact, I actually draw out my id and my superego and have little conversations with them. Might sound crazy, but this is a therapeutic technique that's been used by psychologists in the past. This means that you can start to build a healthier relationship with these parts of yourself because you can see that they are separate from your conscious. You can come to a healthier agreement when you realize there are actually sub-personalities within you that make you impulsive or make you feel anxious, and you can discuss things with them, and you can come to a compromise and realize that you don't have to be owned by the forces inside your head, and that's really, really powerful. You see, for much of my life, I have struggled to feel good enough. Growing up with a physical disability made it quite difficult to feel like I could fit in. In my last video, I talked about my fear of uncertainty in life, and I think my drive to control my reality and feel certain is from the idea that if I can control everything that happens, control my destiny in life, then I'll find it easier to fit in. My superego is what gives me anxiety when I do not control my life. And my id has pleasurable impulses to distract me from feelings of uncertainty. But from having a conversation with my id and superego inside my own mind, I realized that they actually serve a purpose. They actually show me where I need to do more inner work. And if you do this yourself, you will gradually realize that actually we have to listen to these parts of ourselves that don't always serve us all the time. Despite their conflicts, they often point out lessons that we need to learn and things that we need to do. And eventually, over time, you'll learn that listening to these parts of ourselves allows you to act despite their influence on you. You can hear what they have to say, you can hear their intention, but act nevertheless in the way that you would want to. The more you trust yourself to act without being hijacked by parts of your unconscious mind, then the more you'll begin to take back control of your life. And I think that is an incredibly rewarding thing that anyone can take away from this video. I would suggest that you watch this video next, and that you also subscribe to my weekly newsletter down below in the description. But with that said, thank you so much for watching.